It is Thursday, the 3rd of September, 2020. Please call 617-65-RIP-'em. Call the show, join in. It took me 3 seconds to set that up. I'm quite proud of the phone number. Why? Because I got a kick out of it, and it's my show. That and very little else. Episode number 35, the Andy Moog episode of Complaints and Observations.
The greatest podcast hosted by someone who knows so precious little about almost everything. A journey into the mediocre mind of an exceptionally average person. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
Andy Moog. There was a goalie, man. Andy Moog. Tough go for the Bees. Essentially washed out after a stellar pre-Rona regular season. Break came. Starting goalie got a little wonky, if you will. I'll be polite. Nobody really knows what the deal is there, but I'm sure it's half, actual issue and half, not a regular issue. So that's what I think. I don't think he's just a pussy and didn't want to play. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. I'm sure we'll hear about it at some point, but the NHL is notorious for keeping a pretty tight lid on things like that. So we'll see. But I mean, look, no Rona. I'm convinced they make another finals run, but what can you do? Everybody's in the same boat. Now I really think it would not shock me if the Islanders went and won the cup. As much as it pains me to say, not that I have anything particularly against the Islanders, I really don't. I don't feel any way, about them. But it wouldn't surprise me because that team is fucking hot as fucking balls. As if balls were really hot. The Islanders are hot. No real stars on the team. Matt Barzal's he's pretty good, but no real stars on that team. But it's the fucking coach. You don't see too many coaches in professional sports that have that sort of cachet. Barry Trotz, that dude, he wins the cup with the Caps and leaves. Like, all right, see you later. He took the Predators to the Cup final one year. The thing that gets me, right, I don't like hearing people say that teams that'll win this year in the bubble are going to have an asterisk next to their name. Now, I know I had said this previously on the show that, this is what I thought. That they would. I don't like it, though. That's my point. If anything, this is the hardest title to win ever. Because when you really break it down and think about it, players in both sports are just surrounded by the sport 24/7. And you've heard it from guys who said they don't have the opportunity to just break away from it and decompress. So it's literally all basketball, all hockey, all the time. And it's clearly taking a toll on a lot of these guys. And like I said, you've heard it from a bunch of these players. So my guess is that by the end of this thing, you're going to hear a bunch of guys saying how fucking hard it was for this to actually happen. So, it's curious. It's one of those weird things that you don't think about. I mean, you think about it in some way that, hey, these guys are in a bubble and they're doing nothing but playing their sport for months. Like the team that wins this thing, either one, they're going to have spent months in the bubble. Just crazy. The NBA did a good thing where they're allowing the players to bring their families in, but some players aren't. Jimmy Butler, apparently he's like, no, fuck no. I don't want my fucking kids here. This is a work trip. And I don't know if he actually said fuck no, but he did say, yeah, this is a work trip. I wouldn't fuck with Jimmy Butler. No thanks. Anybody with that scraggly of a mustache, I really wish he would take care of it. Jason Tatum the same way. Trim it. You look like a prepubescent boy growing his first mustache, and it takes off. So you start it at the beginning of puberty, and then by the time you get, halfway through it, it's turned into an unruly mess. I went through that last week. Ha 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 ha. Psh, psh. Puberty jokes, huh? Highbrow humor here on the show. Anyway, so I didn't even have that on the script. I just kind of went off on a little tangent there. But no big deal. Anyways, what's up? Hope you're well. If you happen to be listening to my program, my guess is that you're not. But that's fine. It's okay. You can come here. It's a safe space for you. You can call the show now. I have a direct phone number. 617-65-RIP-'em. Or if you're weird, 617-65-RIPE-M. It was literally the first number on Google's list. Google Voice, free service. It's only there for this show. Or at least my number is only there for this show. Yes, Google invented Google Voice just for me. Thank you, Google. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think, the sound quality is not that great, but it is what it is. What I don't want it to be, I don't want it to turn into the fucking whiner line, because it's immediately what I thought of when I decided to do it. But I've heard too many complaints about the podcast host system, how it's not that good. So we're gonna get less quality audio from the voicemails, but what can you do? The option to record the voice message through the show app, through the show whatever, that's still available. Just it doesn't want to work sometimes. I fucking played with it for way too long yesterday to try to get it to work, and it wasn't working for me either. So what can you do? I don't know. But yeah, it's good. So not much happening here. The unemployment train rolls on. Yesterday I played like 4 hours of FIFA, which was, it's fine. It's a time killer. I should be doing any number of different things, but I can't wrap my fucking brain around pretty much anything at the moment. My brain is a mishmash of gobbledygook. I don't know what's going on. My brain is all over the place. I'm very stressed out at the move, not the actual moving to a new house, but the physical moving of all the shit that's in this current house to the new house. Mainly because I cannot focus on just getting one room packed and set up at a time. I can't do it. My brain does not allow me to do it. And it's a shame. I really think that I'm losing my mind slowly. I'm forgetting things all over the place. It's awful. And I hate it. So I need to figure that out. My overall general health is okay. Mental health, meh, not so much. But that probably runs in the family. So What are you gonna to do? What else did I want to talk about? A few things. And then, like I said, I have some listener feedback that I want to share. I got an email from a former coworker with an exceptional gripe that I'm going to use on Monday. So, Dave, if you're listening, thank you so much. Outstanding. Love it. That's going to be in 3 gripes on Monday. So, little show tease for you, huh? But a few things. So, talking about the move again, one of the things that we're trying to do is get as much sort of done, taken care of before we move into the house. So, we ordered furniture, appliances, going to change some carpet out, a bunch of other things we need to do, paint, shit like that. So, trying to find a handyman, essentially, to do, all that shit. Not all that shit, but like install the dishwasher, the microwave, shit that a normal adult male should probably be able to handle on his own, or an adult female. Who knows? But I'm not that person. I've never had to do any of those things, so I don't know how to do them, and I'm not going to start now. It's not fair to my wife, who's looking forward to living in this house. So we're trying to find one person with some experience to do it. I made a phone call to a company called Handyman Connection. Now, apparently, it's a national company, and they franchise this shit out all over the country. And I called them and told them what, all the shit that we needed done. And, and they're like, oh, hold on, let me put you on hold to get that scheduled. Okay, I'm on hold for 15 minutes, which is annoying in and of itself. Girl comes back and says, I'm going to have to call you back because the schedule's not up to date. Okay, well, what can I do? Can't do much about it. All right, thanks. So this was late in the afternoon. Never heard back. This is probably Monday. Never heard back. So Tuesday rolls around, probably noontime, still haven't heard. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I start calling some of these other places. I got a guy locked up. I heard back from Handyman Connection this morning saying, hey, did you want to schedule that project? I'm like, I talked to you on Monday and never heard back. So I moved on. Oh, you did? Why'd you do that? Well, because today's Thursday, ma'am. And, you said you were going to call back. You never did. And now you're calling asking me if I want to schedule. I did on Monday. Oh, well, I had to call and check the schedule. Yeah, you said that. You also said you were going to call me back. Now here it is 3 days later. That's not how this is supposed to work. Okay, thanks. Bye. That was the end. That was the whole call. Like, that company had the fucking balls to give me shitty service and then get mad at me because I went somewhere else. What the fuck is that? Piss off. Pound sand. Kick rocks. Going with another guy. Local guy. I'll gladly shout him out once the job is done, because we are 0 for 1 thus far with handymen. We had another guy who shall remain nameless, because I'm not that kind of person, but holy fuck did this guy was not good. Not good. Nice enough fella, just not good at, I don't know, being a handyman. That went way too long. I didn't want to talk about a fucking handyman for that long. You know what I did want to mention, though? The trailer for the new James Bond movie is out. Holy fuck. This thing looks intense. Apparently it's Daniel Craig's last go as James Bond. This character can live in perpetuity. Because really, you can fucking make up anything. And the stories that they've done for the last 40 years with this, probably longer, for the last 40 plus years, of James Bond. I mean, the guy who wrote the books, I think he wrote like 8, and they've made about 30 movies or 20 some odd movies. I don't know. I didn't bother to look that far, but I haven't bought in on the Daniel Craig Bond. Like Timothy Dalton was terrible. Pierce Brosnan was okay. He was probably the closest they got to who I believe is the best Bond, which was Sean Connery, hands down. I mean, he was just that era of Bond, the Connery Bond, smooth as fuck. Literally shagging any woman with a pulse. And he got the fucking job done. The guy was just cool as hell. He was cool. It's a good use of the word cool right there. Sean Connery Bond. I would love, this made me laugh when I thought of this. I would love an alternative Bond film where he ends up with a raging case of syphilis. And the whole movie is him having to track down all the women he slept with in order to keep the infection at bay. That guy fucked so many women is obviously going to be a problem somewhere. But that'd be pretty funny. He's got some, not, he doesn't have like AIDS or anything, that horrible. I mean, look, syphilis, from what I know and what I understand, it's pretty nasty. I mean, it's not AIDS. It's not HIV. It's gross more than anything. But I'd love to do a trailer for that movie. I'd record one, rudimentary recording setup I have here. But, I can't do accents. It would just be funny, the music playing. And then there's James Bond. Darling, that full body rash you've got, that's from me, love. I would need a name for that. Oh, it's so nasty. James Bond in Painless Sore. Disgraced 007 agent James Bond tracking down women that he may have infected with syphilis. Oh, man. It's kind of gross and weird. But that's the shit that's keeping me from, focusing on packing my house. Is thinking about James Bond with syphilis. Yeah. Anyways. You know what else is keeping me from packing my house? Fucking David Blaine. Let's talk about David Blaine. I spent an hour and a half yesterday watching David Blaine attached to balloons and going up 20,000 odd feet in the air, and then skydiving. And the whole time, I'm honestly, I'm waiting for him to like disappear. I'm waiting for like, a malfunction to happen so that, there can be some kind of weird illusion. David Blaine is an illusionist. I mean, this is a stunt. Two completely different things. I didn't tune in for David Blaine stuntman. I tuned in for David Blaine illusionist. I wanted to see something weird happen. Come to find out, he just wanted to ride way up in the air in balloons. Yeah, all right. Well, every story was like David Blaine holds helium balloons. Well, no. He was strapped to the helium balloons, harnessed, really. So stop with that narrative. But this is not the first time something like this has happened. So my exhaustive research had me looking for other people that have attempted this. And there's been quite a few, actually. But the most interesting, and this is the part of the show where you learn something, so listen closely. It was 1980? 1982. 1982. A man named Larry Walters out in California. Lawn Chair Larry was his nickname. Well, Lawn Chair Larry, this poor bastard. Here's a guy. He wanted to be an Air Force pilot, but he couldn't because poor eyesight. Well, Larry's a child. Apparently, got the idea to use helium balloons to get up in the sky. So he waited apparently until his early 30s to try this out. And him and his girlfriend purchased 45 large weather balloons and then tied them or connected them somehow to a lawn chair. He sat in the lawn chair with a CB radio, a sandwich, and some beer. And took off. This fucking guy got up to like 16,000 feet. Balloons strapped to a fucking lawn chair. Which is pretty cool. He ended up in public airspace. He was communicating with his friends on the ground or his supporters or someone that he had set up with, and they had to communicate to the airport what this was. It was a guy in a lawn chair strapped to balloons. 16,000 feet. So it was like public airspace, and it was close to an airport. Once he landed, he had his 15 minutes of fame, decided to quit his job. He got into like public speaking somehow. He was on the Tonight Show. He was in a commercial, but it didn't really amount to much after that. Him and his girlfriend, the one that supported him, they ended up breaking up. Couldn't hold a job. He was basically destitute. He was a volunteer park ranger. And in 1993, this poor guy, at the end of his rope, apparently he started reading the Bible, which probably didn't help much, but went to his favorite spot in this park that he was a volunteer ranger and shot himself. Awful, isn't it? And then here's David Blaine with all of his fucking money. I tried to find out what the budget and the cost of this was because I'm sure it was astronomical. I'm wondering how much YouTube gave him to do this. I'm very curious to know. But it's not even that. Honestly, I thought about it, and I think it's not really that impressive. I mean, it is. Look, it's impressive. A guy tied to balloons, went up 20,000 feet, and then cut himself and skydived. Didn't cut himself, but cut himself loose and skydived. That's impressive. But, again, I was waiting for the illusion from the illusionist. I'd be more impressed if fucking Steve-O tied himself to some balloons and went up 20,000 feet and then fucking skydived. Wanna know why? Because Steve-O's a crazy person. That's the kind of shit you expect from Steve-O. I expected more from David Blaine. The fucking thing exploded, and then next thing you know, he's on the ground. Shit like that's what I was waiting for. So, then there was other things that like Felix Baumgartner, the dude who went up basically to the edge of the stratosphere and then jumped off. That was in 2012, by the way. That was fucking 8 years ago. I was surprised. But again, my exhaustive research led me to there was someone who actually went higher than Felix Baumgartner and the Red Bull balloon. This dude, he was 57. He's a 57-year-old computer scientist named Alan Eustace. He went up in a gas-powered balloon up to 136,000 feet. And then he fucking skydived from there. It took 4 minutes and 22 seconds, and he reached speeds at one point, top speed, 822 miles per hour. Holy fuck. He's not even like a daredevil guy. He was just this fucking old, computer dork that worked at Google. And that's fucking bananas. So I guess his record and Baumgartner's record are different because of the way that they the parachute they used, I guess. I don't know. My exhaustive research was only so exhausting that I did not want to dig into the types of parachute that they used. So that's where I ended my research. But it seems that Mr. Blaine set some sort of Guinness World Record, which set me off on another thing. Who the fuck still cares about Guinness World Records? That's still a thing. It's just weird people doing weird shit for 2 minutes of fame. David Blaine does weird shit all the time, and he'll continue to do weird shit until the day he dies. And then when he does die, people won't think he's actually dead because that's the gag. But I've always found the Guinness Book record thing all very strange. Nancy Pelosi is a moron. I'm sure that's not a hot take, if you will, but she has to understand that any misstep at all is going to get blown up to monumental, size here. So to go to a salon when most of California is still dealing with this thing, the businesses are closed. A lot of bullshit involved with businesses there. So you look like a fucking idiot. And it just amplifies the fact that you're an out of touch doofus. It's the only way I can fucking put it. You're a fucking doofus. And that's the problem with politicians, is that they're just so fucking dumb. The common sense that these people have is fucking nil. Nil. And I don't want to lump them all into the same fucking pile. I can't do that. It's irresponsible. So I'm not going to. But a majority of them are just dummies. And she is at the top of the fucking list. Like, I can't even really fucking get into it because it just makes me sad. But this thing with the salon, you're gonna come out and say that she was set up, and you know what? She probably was, but you put yourself in this position. There is no one to blame but yourself. Had she come out and said, you know what? Yep, I fucked up, and then left it at that, then you just would have had the right screaming about her constantly, which, whatever, that's what they do. That's their thing. But to come out and say, oh, I was set up, can't believe the salon would do that. It just makes you, like, there's no reason for you to play the fucking victim there. You went to get your hair cut. Great. Look, I would do the same fucking thing, okay? But I'm not the fucking Speaker of the House. So and the de facto leader of the Democrats, which just makes it that much worse. Like, of all the time to be fucking messing around with dumb shit like that, now is not the fucking best time. Let your fucking hair grow a little bit. It's only a few months, okay? Just let it fucking be, please. Have someone come to your office. Have someone come to your house. Don't go to the fucking salon. Don't be stupid. Again, it's just common sense. And a lot of these fucking crotchety old Democrats think that the world revolves around them. They're the fucking worst. Her and Schumer are at the top of the fucking list. And these assholes are making it difficult for actual progressives within the party to make any sort of headway at all. But again, we're politically agnostic here at Complaints and Observations, so that's the end of my rant. Fucking stupid ass Nancy Pelosi. Stop being stupid. She'd be better off just not saying anything at all. Zip it. Say nothing for the next fucking 2 months. I don't want to hear a fucking word out of her mouth, out of Chuck Schumer's mouth. Say fucking nothing. You're better off. You're not fucking involved right now. You've already fucked up enough. Stop fucking up more. Man, I fucking hate them. Frustrating. Anyways. Listener voicemails. I want to play this one first. We'll start with this one.
Oh, is this thing real? Because you're gonna have to change that Google intro. Oh. All right. Well, good luck with this. Bye.
Yeah, I don't get it. That was previously loyal listener Jeff, who was questioning the validity of 61765 Rip'em for some weird reason. I don't understand. I got another call shortly after. What the hell are you talking about, Jeff? Is this thing real? Yeah, of course it's real. Gonna have to change that Google intro. What's the problem? I don't see the issue. Call back and let me know. Yeah, I still don't get it. That last caller was 100% correct. I don't see the problem. I'm very confused. He seemed very taken aback by that for some weird reason. I don't understand. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Perhaps I will have an update on Monday's program. I'm not sure. But now comes the least popular segment of the show. It is time for the Lock of the Week. We've moved on from Jackie Paley Jr. JPJ with his 15-fighter parlay last week. Just no good. Not good at all. I really wish I had kept track of that, but I knew from the jump that it was going to be an ill-fated wager. But I think I'm going to use the blog on the website finally and keep track of the Lock of the Week picks. But JPJ has been replaced. We have a new sharp on the show, Scott Banksley. So let's get to Lock of the Week. It's time for the Lock of the Week.
Hey, Compton, Banksley here. This week I got some hot tips for you on the PGA Tour for the final event of the top 30. So here we go. What I love this week is Tony Finau, top 10 finish. I got it at one unit at plus 190. So he starts off at -2 for the tournament. However, he comes in guns blazing, fire among brimstone, and this guy's just a man. Take him, get paid. To win, I got two bets here going on. I like Justin Thomas at plus 520. He starts off at -7 of the tournament. Justin Thomas has been playing great golf. Take him. Also, as a small hedge, I also took Dustin Johnson to win. He's a clear favorite. He starts off the tournament at -10. He's at plus 200. So I got half a unit on him and Justin Thomas to straight out win. All right, guys. That's it. It's better than a 14-team parlay from that fraud, Jackie Paisley Jr. Don't listen to that bum. Peace.
So good start with Banksley providing some Lock of the Week material. Thank you very much, Scott. To recap, he likes Tony Finau to finish in the top 10 at plus 190. And then he has Justin Thomas and Dustin Johnson to win. Dustin Johnson at plus 200. Justin Thomas at plus 520. I'm not feeling... I don't hate Tony Finau. I like that bet more than his other two bets. So I was in on Webb Simpson at the PGA Championship, and he fucked me sideways. But he took last week off. He only lost one stroke in the playoff. So I think he comes out this week and plays well. And the sharps seem to be on my side. His number to win is plus 910, which is weird, which tells me that the line has moved a bit. But there's very, very little value in him as a top 5 finish. He's only at plus 110. And then there's no value in a top 10 finish for him. He's at minus 360. So the sharps seem to think that he's going to play well. May not win it, but he's going to play well. So, I think him, putting a unit or two on him to finish in the top 5 is a decent bet. And it's, essentially even money. I may put a unit on him to win. He leads the tour in scoring average, and the guy doesn't win. It's fucking weird. I think we've seen the peak for Dustin Johnson. He's just been so good for the last month that I don't see him keeping this up, which tells me that I'm probably dead wrong and he's going to fucking run away with this thing. But, as you heard Scott say, he does have a 2-stroke lead, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I think my picks this weekend, I'm going to do Harris English again, top 10 finish at plus 135. Daniel Berger. Ooh, do I want to... Daniel Berger to win is plus 2,500. That could be the long shot of the week. To win. I don't know. But I think Webb Simpson, top 5. I'm going to put a unit on that, plus 110. Harris English, top 10, plus 135. Long shot of the week, Daniel Berger, plus 2,500. And then I might put a unit or a half unit on Webb Simpson to win at plus 910. Fucking landscapers are here. These fucking shitheads. There's no consistency with these people whatsoever. They showed up Friday morning, last Friday, at like 7:45. Now they're here, Thursday. Usually they're here in the morning. It's currently 12:30, and they're here mowing the non-existent lawn. It's fucking dirt, basically, in the backyard. It's been so fucking dry. Anyway, complaining. First world problem. But that's what condo fees get you, Shitty landscapers. So I'll have a recap posted this afternoon for Lock of the Week for the PGA Tour Championship this weekend, the final event in the FedEx Cup playoffs. Someone is going to win 15 million doll hairs. It's a lot of fucking clams. You know what I mean? I enjoy the Lock of the Week segment. I think it's fun. It's a nice little sidebar. My show is about nothing. I mean, this is the problem with the podcast. This is why I can't draw listeners, is because I'm all over the fucking place. And again, as I've said before, the goal is to have a lot of episodes recorded in the can, and then start, trying to find guests and getting, begging people to be on my show that nobody listens to, and see how that can go. I really think that this could work. And again, I extend myself to my very meager listening audience, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your day to listen to me spew garbage. It means a lot to me, and I thank you. And I ask again, if you want to be on the show, let me know. There's no way I would say no. And I think, like I've said before, it'll be much easier once we move into the new location. And I think it'll be fun. It'll be good. And if you have any ideas for people that you would like to be on the show, obviously, let's not shoot for the fucking moon here. If there's something you want to learn about, something that you want to talk about, I'm all ears. Believe me, this is it's a democracy, this program. Not really, I shouldn't say that. It's a dictatorship. It's my fucking show. But yeah, I'd love some ideas. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't be shy, please. 617-65-RIP-'em. Give me a call. Leave a voicemail. It'll be fun. It's a fun show. I think it's 40 minutes, a couple times a week, background noise for you, and occasionally you might get a laugh. You might learn something. That's the whole goal. But let me know what you think. I'd love feedback. It's very helpful. So that's it for the Thursday edition of the show. Again, the Twitter page at ComplaintsPod, Instagram at ComplaintsPod. I do have a Facebook page with Fox Facebook. I do have a YouTube page that I don't do anything with. Showmail at complaintsandobservations.com. There is a blog at complaintsandobservations.com. Check it out. I will have the Lock of the Week segment up there. The picks will be there. We'll do a little recap blog on Monday as well to show you how we did. It'll be fun. It'll be good. And football season. Football is a week away. 1 week. Let's get fucking excited. I wanted to do a fantasy preview, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe we'll do a football gambling preview next week. I got to talk to my two degenerate friends and see if we can set something up. I think that'd be fun. Make it a bonus episode so that it's, because, soccer starts in a couple weeks and I want to do a soccer episode, but it's like, oh, nobody likes fucking soccer. Way, shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's it. Listen, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. Please tell your friends. It would mean the world to me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Godspeed. Ta-ta.